I went onto Instagram and asked you all for your biggest pods for this year, and some of the answers had me absolutely shaking my head. I thought I'd taught you guys a bit about fantasy, but mate, I've taught you nothing reading these answers. I've taught absolutely nothing. If any of you get into the comments and start talking about Tommy Talau, anything like that, I know Saab's out for a while. Don't do it. I can't take it. There's too many bad answers in this video. Look, let's go through. And look, there are some decent ones as well. I'll give you guys that. There are a few decent ones. So first one here is Tanner Boyd. That's risky. I actually don't think he has great job security coming into this year. I think if they struggle, he could be out of the team completely. I think he's a bit maxed out in terms of his price. He did a lot last year. Zach Hosking, I kind of love that one. That's spicy, but he's got to win his spot. Otherwise, he'll lose it in 3 or 4 weeks to Elliot Whitehead. Trent Loiero at lock. He's kind of priced a bit awkwardly, though. Like, you're backing him to being a top-tier lock. I don't see it. But I respect the hustle on that one. Dylan Edwards, it's a different option at wing fullback. He started hot last year. He cooled off. Could be good. That's going to be my answer to a lot of these pods, right? They're not a guy I'm going for, but it could work. And if you back it and it does work, you might win fantasy yourself. Tessie New. Jacob. Tessie New, yeah, look, I know you're a big Tessie fan, man. At center, he's looking fit, he's looking strong, he's looking explosive. I could see that working. What's a pod? Pod is a point of difference player. So they're a guy who no one else has and you have, which makes them a differentiator for your roster. So if you get it right on a pod, you win big. If you get it wrong on a pod, it's season over. Blake Brayley, yeah, I don't mind this, but he'd need to take a big leap in terms of his offensive creativity because he plays great minutes already. He's got a good defensive work rate already. We'd need to see him running the ball more to push into that upper echelon of hookers. He's the right age to do that, so maybe he could. Probably Joe Chan or Rapana. Yeah, go Rapana. But I see a lot of people have gotten Joe into their teams now. Yeah, people are going to do that. Starting back row for the Storm, 261K. He'll be very well owned, much like Ben Trebovic, who did not bring you this video. Moses Sully, yeah, preseason form can be interesting. Sully has looked good in the preseason. Does much change for him this year if you get it right? So the year I won, I had Jamal Idris and backed a similar thing with the backflip and a player sort of improving out of nowhere. He did. It worked really well for me. For Moses Sully, he could be that same sort of player, 100%. Jacob Little, I don't mind this. If he plays big minutes, he's actually a monster. I've got Little in one of my draft leagues where I left hooker to the very end of the draft. And I don't mind it either. He does carry an injury into the year, though, where he has a little niggle. He's going to play round 1, but it's just something to keep an eye on with him. Next set of guys, Chan, we know that. Salmon is not a pod. Come on, Archie, do better. Joe mentions Braden Best. Braden Best is crazy pod. So that's a guy who super talented, got a first taste of Origin last year. Could he make that leap and be a better player this year, more involved? He's got the physical skill set to do it. It's just whether he does that. So I like that one. Rapana, if he gets the fullback spot, yeah, absolutely. We're on the same team there, man. I guess we chat a bit already. Then Karaz, 2.5%. Yeah, the Karaz is fantastic. So I think he's a 47 average when he plays at center. He's priced at about a 40. So you get some upside there. I really like Karaz. I worry about him carrying an injury into this season. That's the one thing I have on the downside. Taylor May is interesting. Yeah, Taylor May, you need some big attacking plays from Taylor May for this to work, but I could definitely see that working out. Karaz again, Sully again. Maybe they're not pods. If people mention them, they're definitely pods. If they're below 10% ownership, then they're a pod, pretty much, is my view of it. So all these guys really count. More Sully, May, Karaz. I would look at fixtures as well. So I think Karaz doesn't rely on the fixtures as much, but if you look at a guy like Sully, he has the Titans round 1. Just have a look through those fixtures and think, all right, could I imagine Sully destroying this team? Because he's going to need to make some barnstorming runs where he really gashes through the defense. Taylor May is a bit the same. You need those attacking upside plays for them to work. Whereas Karaz will create more himself. He's a bit more that running sideways, meter reading, offloading kind of guy. So he's a pretty hot option regardless. Anyway, that is the pods that you guys have given me. I expect better next time. So, yeah, it was all right. It was all right. There weren't too many crazy spicy pods. Next time I ask you guys for pods, come on, heat it up. Anyway, that's a super random video for you guys. Let me know if you want to see anything else. We're just making a bunch of fantasy content now. This one, it's about 1 a.m. This one's a bit of a fail, but respect if you're still here. Leave a comment if you're still here. I know you're an OG. All right, see you.